Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Isle of Skye. In the game of Isle of Skye, we are all Scottish clans, territory owners with a little castle. We start with one little tile in the middle of the table. This is a city building game, or territory building if you want to use the terminology in the game. It involves tile laying, very similar to games like Carcassonne or Four Gods, or any number of other games that have different terrain types that cover the edges of a card or tile that you need to then join up. Which sounds very mundane to start with until you actually look at the bidding system in this game. And this is where Isle of Skye really owns it. The way the game plays is everyone draws 3 tiles from a bag, puts them down in front of them, and then behind a screen marks one of the tiles to get rid of it from the game, so that one's not going to be in play. And then with the coins that they have, they place them in stacks behind the other 2 tiles. They're saying, this is what I am willing to spend on this tile to get it into my territory. Once everyone reveals, then in turn, you look around and go, okay, I've got this much money left in my hand. I can use that to buy the tile that someone else has put aside for themselves to build, or I can hang on to that money. And you can grab one tile from another player. When you grab that tile, the money they've had stacked behind that tile, that's how much you pay them. And they then keep both those lots of money. And you take the tile. They then have a whole bunch more money to be able to purchase. They're not going to be able to purchase that tile back off you because that's not one that you've bid on. You've already purchased that. But they can then take one of your other tiles with the money they now have. And this mechanism of bidding on the tiles and say this is what this tile is worth, it's ingenious. It's really, really wonderful little way to play the game. Look, if you can get your head around that and you're willing to pay someone to take a tile, great. This is a really wonderful, wonderful new idea on the tile laying city building idea. The other thing that's really good about this game is that there's a multiple little cards that show different end game or different end round scoring bonuses. Each of the round bonuses gets paid 3 times throughout the game. There's 6 rounds, but they get paid in different combinations. So you can see what's going to get points further up the track and kind of work towards that. But you've still got to be looking at what's going to get points this turn. There's a whole bunch of mechanisms that go into that and enable you to kind of chase or work ahead with where those points are. This is a standard Euro, so whoever has most points at the end of the game wins. The way we get those points is through the combinations of whatever is on these other little cards. So it might be whoever has the most completed mountains will get this many points, or you're going to get 2 points for every completed mountain you've got. There's a couple of different ways to do it. The explanation of what every one of those cards means is on the back of the rulebook. Really straightforward to look up. There's no point in actually going into each of them individually, especially on first game. All you really need to do is point out what these first 5 are that we're using in this game, and go from there. If everyone knows what they're doing, just remind them, okay, this time we're going to be scoring this and this, and this is what these mean again. There are also some other little bonuses on the cards that you can watch out for, and there's some funky little pictures of lighthouses and ships and things like that. Plus, there's a road system which will go through whiskey barrels, and if you can join your whiskey barrels to your castle, you get more income each turn. And on income, there's a really great catch-up mechanism. So in I think it's about from the 3rd round onwards, you're going to get extra coins for being further back on the points tracker. So if I'm playing a 5-player game and I'm at the back, on the 3rd round, I get 4 more coins. 1 coin for every player who's in front of me. On the round after that, I'm going to get 2 coins for every player in front of me, and so on. So it's a really great way for, if someone is lagging behind, for them to be able to get a whole bunch of money to be able to stack up their tiles that they want so no one else can buy them, and then be able to also purchase tiles off other players that they may have really desperately wanted to use. This is a really great little game. It's not super heavy, it's not super brain burning, but there's a little bit of a juggle and how am I going to fit that tile in? Sometimes you'll pull tiles that you just simply can't fit into your territory because of what the other tiles are, because obviously with every tile laying game you need to join grass to grass, mountain to mountain, water to water. If you're unable to do that, you're going to be unable to place that tile in your city. So you're probably going to need to get rid of that one, discard that one. If you have 2, you're probably going to have to put only a single coin behind one of them to really entice someone else to buy that off you. So yeah, there's a little bit of a brain burn as you get towards the end of the game. It probably won't happen too often, especially at the beginning. The game plays for 2 to 5 players. It's supposed to last for about an hour. I've played this with 2 players, I've played this with 5 players, I've played this with kids as young as 10 or 11, and they've really loved it. I've enjoyed it at every player count. I think it hits its stride when there's slightly more players. 2 players is great, but it works better, I think, with probably about 4. There's a different side of the board for a 5-player game, which gives you different combinations of those scoring rounds. I think that's probably enough from me about Isle of Skye for the moment. Go on and watch my 2 videos. I hope it helps you get Isle of Skye to the table with new players. I hope it gives you a really good feel for how this game's going to play under game conditions. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please write them below. Subscribe to my videos so you can see what games I'm gamesplaining. If you've got any games that you wish to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to see what games I'm playing, and until next time, enjoy gaming.